The hypocrisy is endless and it is infuriating. RFK Jr. has for years been talking about how we can't trust doctors and scientists because of conflicts of interest. Yet the study that he chose to use to convince the entire country that pregnant people shouldn't take any Tylenol was written by a man who was paid $150,000 to testify against Tylenol in a lawsuit that was brought by some families. I know nothing about that person, but in this article, this is what the judge had to say about his testimony. She said he cherry-picked and misrepresented study results and was therefore unreliable. In fact, all of his witness testimony was ultimately thrown out. And even though Marty Makary said that this person had said definitively that Tylenol causes autism, this is what he said himself: further research is needed to confirm the association and determine causality. Notice he doesn't say everyone should stop using Tylenol. Instead, he says that there should be caution about Tylenol usage during pregnancy, especially heavy or prolonged use. This is consistent with what is said in the actual manuscript itself, which I'm sure almost no one is reading. It says, our analysis demonstrated evidence consistent with an association between exposure to acetaminophen during pregnancy and offspring with neurodevelopmental disorders, including autism spectrum disorder and ADHD, though observational limitations preclude definitive causation. I will also point out that the very same people who are constantly complaining about places like Harvard and saying that those types of institutions don't deserve federal funding because the kind of work being done there is terrible are now just replying to me in my comments with, wasn't this done at Harvard, to indicate that that means it should be indisputable. The reality is there are people doing really high quality work at all sorts of institutions, including these so-called elite institutions, but also at places that are not in that category. As scientists, we judge work not based on where it was conducted, but on the quality of the work itself. And the fact that RFK Jr. was so willing to jump onto this study and hail it as so-called gold standard science, while in the meantime, he literally fired all the members of the Advisory Council on Immunization Practices because of supposed conflicts of interest, it makes you wonder whether he stands on any principles at all.